Welcome back, my friends. Today we have a question about BJJ and cauliflower ear. Welcome back to BJJ Q&A, where you send in your BJJ related questions and I answer them. Today we have a question about cauliflower ear. Let's check it out. I am just starting jiu-jitsu and I'm nervous about getting cauliflower ear. How do I make sure I don't get it? Daniel. Thank you for the question, Daniel. I know what it feels like to be nervous when you start jiu-jitsu. You don't know if you're going to get cauliflower ear. You don't know really what's going on is going to make you look any different than what you already do. This is the best I have. I don't want to lose what I've got. So a very valid question, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. First off, what is cauliflower ear? You've seen it on a lot of people. If you watch MMA or competitive grappling, look at their ears, and there's a lot of tissue that's extra, kind of filling up the area there. What happens is their ear will get folded and bent and messed with and harassed, and the tissue, the skin will be separated a little bit from the cartilage, and that fills up, and that really disconnects the blood supply to the cartilage that you need to keep that cartilage alive. So over a certain amount of time, usually a couple of days, that cartilage will begin to die, and that effect is permanent. There's no way to save that cartilage once it's dead, and you end up with ears that are kind of swollen and beat up looking. That's basically what it is. That it is a cosmetic thing unless it gets into where it's going to actually block the sound that goes into your ear, and that could be a pretty significant thing that you need to have looked at pretty quickly. We'll get to that though. How to avoid getting cauliflower ear? That's the big question here. There's two main ways to avoid getting cauliflower ear. The first one is to just not to have your ears harassed and messed with. So I've experienced the most amount of cauliflower ear damage or worry in my life. When I was working on my takedowns, I would a lot of times end up slamming the side of my head or rubbing my ear against my opponent as I fought for the takedown. And that was a very abrasive thing for me to do for my ears, the way I was shooting in and trying to get my single or double leg takedown. So I actually just kind of backed away from that a little while and stopped doing that so much. And that's one way. If you're doing something that you know is going to bother your ears, maybe change that up. That's an easy way to do it. If every time you're in side control, someone's grinding your ear, that's a little tougher because you're going to be caught in side control, and maybe addressing a teammate, hey man, I'm trying to not get cauliflower ear, my ear's really bothering me. And if they're truly like 2 steps ahead of you, they should be able to change what they're doing and not have a big deal with you. I mean, it is a learning environment. We're not all there to be tough guys and try to beat the crap out of each other. So maybe just say, hey man, I'm watching my ear, it's kind of bothering me lately, if you don't mind easing up a little bit. Otherwise, if it's something that you're doing, if every time you play half guard, your ear is getting crushed, maybe it's time to play some butterfly guard or top game or something different. Try to change that position or situation you keep finding yourself in where it keeps getting trouble. Now, the other option is headgear. You see the headgear all the time on wrestlers, and some people probably on the mats with you are wearing headgear, and that's perfectly fine. You're not going to add something to your head and like enjoy that. Oh, this is super comfortable. So expect a little bit of getting used to phase with headgear. I bought headgear when I was trying to learn my takedowns and working on that, and I just didn't like it. It wasn't really for me. But I do know several people who I train with who are just used to it. I wear a mouthpiece. I don't wear headgear. Some people wear headgear, not a mouthpiece. They affect the way they worry that it affects the way they breathe or something like that. So it's just something that you could either look at as an option. You get a pair, it's probably going to be like $30 or so, or not worry about that and try to control the position. Now, do pay attention to how your ears are doing. You get home and they feel like, oh man, my ear's sore, or it feels hot, it's just kind of achy. Note that, and kind of feel it and see if it's got any fluid in it. So the first sign is that you've taken the ear damage. There's this little soreness or redness. But when it's actually filled up with some fluid and it's a little bigger, it can happen pretty quick. But that fluid, it's fluid. It's nothing solid now. So the treatment for that is that you need to get that drained, because that fluid will eventually starve that cartilage and become a hard substance underneath your ear, and it will stay right there. So once that becomes a hard substance, you're not going to drain that fluid anymore because it's not really a fluid to drain. They can try to cut it out, but that's not really that great of a thing. So if you look at your ear and you get home in the evening, you're like, man, my ear's, it's got a big old puffy spot on there. It's time to make an appointment to see somebody to have them drain that. Some people might actually be able to do this at the gym for you. It's not a big deal to go in to your healthcare provider and have them drain your ear. And so they're going to drain it. And then another step is you have to pack it, because it's still not going to bond. The cartilage is not going to bond real well with the skin right away. You need to push something up against that to get it to kind of convince it to merge back together. So they're going to put material in your ear or on your ear and kind of press it together. They'll tape it up, and they'll want that skin to be touching that cartilage while that heals. Take a break. Let your ears heal. That's an important phase. It's not going to hurt you to take a day or two off, and if you want to put headgear on it and try to keep training, that's your decision. But to take a few days off to let your ears heal, especially if you're going to go get somebody to drain them professionally, definitely worth that. Some people are more susceptible to it than others. I know people who grappled for less than a year, their ears are all swollen up, and they don't care, and that's just the way it is. I've grappled for many years, and my ears have taken very minimal damage. And I think it's a largely genetic thing. I still feel like sometimes I get my butt kicked, I'm getting my face, my ears kind of worked on, and I get up and they're fine. There seems to be some sort of a genetic propensity to get cauliflower ear. And you just say you're pretty new, or you're thinking about starting jiu-jitsu. You don't know how you are. You might have the most durable ears out there that will never look like pieces of cauliflower, or your ears might be all scarred up and huge pretty quickly. But most people are somewhere in the middle, and occasionally you might get your ear drained. But really, if you play the game where you don't have to take a lot of damage to your ear, usually you're all right. It's kind of like test the water. Get in there. If you go to the first class and your ears are good, you go to the second class, you're good, and 3 months down the road, you caught one. Somebody happened to, you caught an elbow right in the ear or a knee, or a choke was kind of funny and it kind of folded your ear up, kind of crazy, and your ear's swollen. Then you have to deal with it. Then you have cauliflower ear. It's not permanent yet. Within a day or two, go see a professional, have them drain it, have them pack it, and take it easy for a little while, and the damage will be not long term, just a little bit of an annoyance, not a big deal. When you ignore it, you got 3 days go by, 4 days go by, you're doing permanent damage to the way your ear looks. And there's some functional aspect to your ear. It's shaped the way it is so you could hear better. It kind of funnels in the sound, and you shape that way. It actually probably helps you hear better. And of course, even if your ears are all scarred up, they're all big, and you got massive cauliflower ears, you do want to protect that inner part that keeps the ear open. So any damage, any swelling of that area, you've got to go get that drained, because you don't want to have basically cotton balls stuffed in your ear to where everything's muffled, you can't hear anything. That would be super annoying. You have perfectly fine ear system inside, and your ear on the outside is causing you to lose your hearing. And to lose hair on one side, you lose the stereo effect, and you have trouble pinpointing where sounds are coming from. So that's another thing to think about. So, even I have a good ear. You want to have two good ears if that's what you have already. Kind of like my looks. This is the best I have. I'm trying to keep it going. I don't have much, but you got to keep it. So, yeah, you definitely want to keep stereo hearing if that's what you're dealing with already. You're new. You're thinking about doing this. You're worried about this. This is a little bit of a hurdle for you. Please don't let the fear of cauliflower ear keep you from getting on the mat, trying jiu-jitsu. It's very fun. You'll get a lot out of it. You'll meet a lot of cool people that train. So don't let this be like a little block for you to get on the mat. Think about when you were learning how to drive. There's a lot to learn. It's scary. There's a lot going on. Cauliflower ear is one thing about grappling. It could be, I'm afraid to merge, or I don't like parking. Too much traffic. The stoplight's confusing for me. All this stuff is going on when you learn how to. You one thing at a time. You handle it, and you learn and you move on. You're going to get on the mat. You're going to try it out. You probably won't get cauliflower ear your first day, your first week or month. But in the event that you do happen to get your ear swollen and it kind of gets some fluid in there, you're going to go see a doctor or at least a medical professional, and they'll drain it and pack it for you, and you'll get it taken care of. And then you could decide if you need headgear after that or not, or if, going in every 3 months or once every 2 years to have your ear drained, depending on when you are, how bad it is a decision for you. I've never had my ears drained. So I've been training since 2002, and this is what I've got, and I really don't have any significant damage to my ears. So it's all genetics, and it's definitely a big part of it. Hope the video helped. I hope I haven't scared you away from training and trying this out. Definitely cauliflower is nothing. Is not a big deal. It can be treated and it can be dealt with. So I hoped you liked the video and learned something from it. Please comment below your experiences about cauliflower ear, if you've had it or if you're worried about it. I think this is a common thing people worry about. Please subscribe to the channel. A lot of other questions like this and kind of addressing things, related to starting grappling and different aspects of doing jiu-jitsu on this channel. Also, there's a lot of DVD reviews and product reviews as well to check out. So a lot going on here. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you guys next time. And please send in your questions to bjjbrick@gmail.com. Stay sweaty, my friends.